Hey, what up, LA? All Sports LA on LA Talk Radio. It's the promo show. It's a promo show broadcast Saturday, March 25th, 2017. Now, if you have been sleeping under a rock, for the last few weeks, the Los Angeles sports scene is on fire. When I say on fire, I mean it. On fire. There is no market in the world that is greater than the LA sports market. Now, where else could you find? In one city, 2 NFL franchises, 2 NBA franchises, 2 Major League Baseball franchises. You got the Kings from the National Hockey League and 2 MLS teams, Major League Soccer. Now, we got the LA Galaxy, but that LAFC's been popping up all over the city. LAFC, and they're under construction right now with a new home, a new stadium, a new soccer stadium on the former site of the old LA Sports Arena, which has been completely demolished. Now, who is the LAFC? I'm glad you asked. Now, the LAFC stands for Los Angeles Football Club, which is a new Major League Soccer expansion franchise to Los Angeles. That's right, we have 2 Major League Soccer teams as well, along with the Lakers and Clippers, Rams, Chargers, Dodgers, and Angels. Now, as an FYI, for your information, the new stadium is being built on the old site of the LA Sports Arena, and this is a $350 million venue of private funds. So this is a $350 million privately funded venue. That's right. They broke ground on August 23rd, 2016. Now, stadium capacity is listed at approximately 22,000 seats. A 22,000-seat soccer-specific stadium and will be named Bank of California Stadium. Because the LA Football Club announced the 15-year, $100 million naming rights deal with the Bank of California. Now, Bank of California Stadium, in which the new Los Angeles expansion soccer team is expected to play, it's expected to start this season in 2017. Now, we got the Inglewood project for the Rams and Chargers. Now we have the LA project for the Los Angeles Soccer Club. Now, the crazy thing for me is, the Rams been here for a year. Chargers announces that they was not going to get a deal for a new stadium in San Diego, so they decided to come to LA as well. Now, with the Los Angeles Rams coming to LA a year earlier, they made their home the Los Angeles Coliseum. And a lot of us thought that the Chargers are going to share that stadium because that's the Rams and Raiders shared back in the 80s and 70s. UCLA and USC actually shared the stadium because UCLA did not move to the Rose Bowl until the early to mid 80s. I remember going to USC and UCLA games at the Coliseum back in the day. But the point that I'm trying to make is that the San Diego Chargers, they're going to play for the next 2 years or 1.5 or next 2 years, however long it takes the stadium to become in full operation mode. They're going to play at the StubHub Center. Now, the StubHub Center used to be Home Depot. Okay, and Home Depot is when we was with the Snoop League. We played our championship games at the Home Depot. It's a 27,000-seat venue. Now, you have a professional franchise moving to a city from a 70-plus stadium in Qualcomm Stadium, it used to be old Jack Murphy, to the 27,000 capacity StubHub Center, which is a 43,000 differential. Now, I'm not sure if Chargers sold out games up there and down there in San Diego. I'm not sure. But to play in a venue with 43,000 less seating capacity than where you come from, how you going to make the money? Now, you're going to charge double tickets because I know without a shadow of a doubt, 27,000 is going to sell out every week. So whatever 8 games that the Chargers do play as a home game, basically on the campus of Cal State Dominguez Hills in the city of Carson, 27,000. It's going to be kind of strange to see that because you got, Division I schools, Division II schools. Yeah, I played at Bakersfield my freshman year. It was 25,000. It's a junior college in Bakersfield. So you got a professional team who's going to start their season this year in Carson at a stadium that only seats 27,000. That's going to be fun to watch and try to figure it out. But we know without a shadow of a doubt they're going to have some sellouts going on. But the LA sports market is hot. There's no other market on the planet that's much greater than LA. So you say the greater Los Angeles area, go ahead and say the greater sports areas of Los Angeles. Now we're going to go ahead and switch gears. We're talking all sports LA. We talked about the LA sports scene in terms of LA being the number one place for sports in this country. We're going to go ahead and jump onto some March Madness. Now, if you watched the game last night between the number 2 and 3 seeds, Kentucky, which was the 2 seed, versus the number 3 seed, UCLA, in Memphis last night, that was a big game. You had Magic Johnson in attendance. You had Rob Pelinka, who is the new general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers. And like I said earlier, that I aforementioned when I started the show, if you've been sleeping under a rock, Magic Johnson is the president of player personnel. The upper player personnel's. What is Magic Johnson's position? Can somebody look that up for me real quick? Magic Johnson, president of player operations. Got you. President of player operations. Now, Lonzo Ball, who is a freshman sensation from UCLA, and a lot of Laker fans were saying, hey, he might be the number 1 pick for the Los Angeles Lakers. Even Magic himself said he was very impressive. When we watch this kid play, this kid is phenomenal. It's clearly he's playing with players that's not on his level, because Felton got into some foul trouble last night, and they had to put the backup in, and Lonzo Ball threw a beautiful pass, which would have been a dunk for an NBA player, but he mishandled the ball and was a turnover. Coach put his head down, and even the announcer said himself, you got to know your personnel, meaning it was a great pass, but the guy that's in there, he don't have hands, which he won't be in the NBA. Because if you in the NBA, you don't have hands, you pretty much out the door. So his play will translate to the NFL level. Okay, I'm not tripping off what his father is talking about. LeVar Ball, who's been on all the shows. I mean, he's been a trending topic for the last 2 weeks with outlandish statements saying his son is better than Steph Curry, that he could beat Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan in a one-on-one. Not the son, the dad. Which, all press is good press. But we knew either one thing was going to happen. They was going to win a championship. His father was going to be called a prophet, or they would lose. It would take some scrutiny. So they end up losing. But this is the segue here. While watching this game, there's a player by the name of Fox kept coming up. He played for Kentucky. De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox. This boy had 39 points last night on national TV in the Sweet 16 game with Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, the general manager of the Lakers, in attendance. Now, are we still going to pick Alonzo Ball if De'Aaron Fox is available? They're both freshmen. But you have one that scored 39 points and looked absolutely amazing. He looked like Westbrook. If he gets to the right elbow, left elbow, he has a little high arch touch where it's liquid. It's a beautiful thing to watch. He's athletic, alley-oops the whole 9. So now we have some controversy here. Now, are we going to go with Ball, the local fan favorite, UCLA? Or are we going to go with De'Aaron Fox, who actually scored 39 points last night, and actually he broke the tournament record in scoring as a freshman with 39 points. There's been no other freshman in the history of the NCAA tournament that has scored over 39 points. Case in point, we do fact checks here. So we went on and checked out, and we just looked at the history and wanted to see how did the other players pan out. Now, in 1989, you had Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson from LSU, he had 33 points. You got Mo Williams, scored 33 in 2002. Then you had Carmelo Anthony with Syracuse, scored 33 in 03. Tawan Porter scored 33 in 07. Tyreek Evans scored 33. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tied with 33 as a freshman. Mark Aguirre in 1979 scored 34 points as a freshman. Okay, 34 points. And De'Aaron Fox actually scored 5 points more than the closest person to score 39 points, almost had 40. And he might go 40. He might go 40 in the Elite Eight, the Final Four, or the championship game. Because they got a lot of talent there. A whole lot of talent there. But I promised some Colin Kaepernick news. Now, Kaepernick is still unsigned. Now, I had a friendly debate with a very, very, very close associate of mine. And it was a debate to the point to where there was some information that was omitted from the first prior conversation. Now, in the first prior conversation, my man said that Craig Hodges was blackballed because the NBA because of Nike. That was his statement and stood on it like a rock. And as the man that I am, I just wanted him to connect the dots because it was all agreed upon that Craig Hodges was blackballed out the NBA because of his political views. But on rehashing the conversation, there were some additions added. And the additions that was added to the conversation was that Craig Hodges approached players like Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, to name a few, who were both making bukus of dollars for Nike. And he asked them to boycott Nike because Nike outsources their bread, their jobs. So if you boycott Nike, force them to bring the jobs here, Craig Hodges was getting into some political issues. This is a two-time NBA champion, the two-time three-point champion as well, only 10 years in the league, and found himself out of a job. Now, I can see the connection if he did approach Jordan and Barkley. And I can see how Nike may have influenced that. But if you do not connect the two together, it's a moot point. But with that information added to the equation, I have to say, hey, that might have something to do with it. And why are you even talking about Craig Hodges right now? Because Chris Jackson scored 33 points as a freshman, played 10 years in national football in the NBA, and he got blackballed because of religious situations. So it's kind of similar. But he changed his name to Mahmoud Rauf. And he couldn't find a job and didn't know why. I mean, because we talk about these franchises, the owners, the general owners of the franchises from baseball, football, basketball are pretty much true great again American slave handlers. So we don't want your political issues. We don't want none of that. We just want to play the game and get paid. Now that Colin Kaepernick took a knee and decided not to honor, not the flag, but not just to, he decided to take a knee and not stand for the national anthem. And now he finds himself as a free agent, which probably end up in the CFL, which will be a better fit for him. So if he's looking for a starting job, he's not going to start in the NFL ever again. Now, he barely started for the San Francisco 49ers. And if he wasn't under contract, he would have been released last year. So at this point in time, he'll be lucky if he lands a job. In my guesstimation, he'll probably wind up in the CFL with Vince Young. Kaepernick got his money. I think he got $38 guaranteed million. So go have some fun. Go to Canada, do your thing, because you will not be in the National Football League because they don't play that. This is our league. You do what we say, boy. Because the National Football League itself is your modern day slave trade. And which is okay because you're getting paid, but it is what it is. So you cannot voice your opinion and be a free agent and think that you're still going to be on the NFL team. Because I guarantee you, Colin Kaepernick will not be signed. He will be blackballed out the league just like Chris Jackson, a.k.a. Mahmoud Rauf. Just like Craig Hodges, who asked Jordan and Charles Barkley to boycott Nike. And Colin Kaepernick took a knee. So to any of you people moving forward, these are your employers. You must do what your employers say. Okay? It's kind of like your HR department. You don't want to be out of pocket. You can just go on and get along and keep your political views to yourself. But we're running out of time. And I hope that this has been informative to you. Been real quick. A lot of technical difficulties. No music today. But it's just a promo show. We're just getting our crap together. We're going to get it together. See you next time All Sports LA, LA Talk Radio.